Attention prayer. Bismillah. Surely I have turned myself to thee, O Allah, trying to be upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Surely my prayer and my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate has he, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. There is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thine servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. So grant me protection against all my faults, for none grants protection against faults but thee. And guide me to the best of morals, for none guides unto the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and indecent morals, for none can turn away from me the evil and indecent morals but thee. O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou did make Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful, for surely thou art praised and magnified. And O Allah, bless Muhammad, and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou did bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham, for surely thou art praised and magnified. Ameen. You may be seated.
So, brothers and sisters, first of all, let me thank all of you for being here this afternoon. This special family of brothers, Akbar, Muhammad, give him a warm round of applause. I think that we need to start the program off regularly, and we want to bring up our National Protocol Director. He's the part-time Protocol Director, and he's in the Nation of Islam, Brother Raouf Muhammad. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah. I thank Allah for coming and raising up the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I thank him for all of his prophets, from Abraham to Moses, to Jesus, to Muhammad, peace be upon him. All of these were his servants of Almighty God. I greet you all in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. I was blessed to just speak with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan less than 2 hours ago, and he asked that I give you all the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum.
Wow. Sir. Please return the greetings to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, sir.
I most certainly will. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to share with those that are here that Brother Akbar had a great impact on my life, in my life. In 1976, he had been appointed the special assistant to Imam Waziruddin Muhammad. And I was looking for an opportunity to get out, to take a vacation, so to speak, from the nation at that time. And I realized that there were some, being in the Secretary of the Department, I realized that there were some scholarships that had been given to the Nation of Islam before the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I was aware of these scholarships. So I wrote a letter to Imam Waziruddin Muhammad and asked him if I could get one of those scholarships to go to study in Saudi Arabia. And he said, yes, brother, you can. And it was Akbar, Brother Akbar, that he assigned to assist me and other brothers from around the country to go and stay in Saudi Arabia. And in 1976, I was blessed to be one of the first brothers from the Nation of Islam to go and stay in Saudi Arabia. And were it not for the expertise and the ability of Brother Akbar to make things happen, to follow instructions until they are done, I would have never had the opportunity to go and study, neither would the brothers that came after me. And we had a blessed time. I learned how to pray, I learned some Arabic, and I learned the culture of the Arabs in that part of the world. And I just wanted to share my experience with Brother Akbar. And it's a blessing to be here in St. Louis. I'm honored to be here with you to celebrate the memorial service of Brother Akbar Muhammad. A beautiful, beautiful blessing. Strong.
Yes, sir.
Studious.
Yes, sir.
Hard working.
Yes, sir.
Brother. And I'm just blessed to be able to have known him. And I was thinking about Brother Akbar this morning. I said, well, I'd like to hear Brother Akbar's voice. So what I did, I pulled up Podbean, the Ramadan prayer line, and I just scrolled back because Brother Akbar was always on that particular prayer line during the month of Ramadan for the last 15 years, 20 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he always was one that opened up, and he would give historic events, always, and he never repeated himself over those 20 years. And I'm blessed to just let you all know that you can hear Brother Akbar on that Ramadan prayer line, and he gives a very historic and beautiful commentary of his events traveling throughout the world on behalf of the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister. So I want to thank you all for hearing my few words. Assalamu alaikum.
We're going to now go back. Let me just say this, brothers and sisters. I'm so honored to stand here. I'm so honored to have this memorial service here at Muhammad Mosque number 28. So happy to see the children and his wife. You know, I mean, this is really heartfelt for me, you know. And I know when Brother Akbar transitioned, I knew we had to have a memorial service here in the city. And right away, I went to Brother Ishmael and I told him. He said, oh, brother, yeah. You know, alhamdulillah, so I'm so happy. And I'm thankful to Allah that you all have come today to be with us, to celebrate the life of our brother, Brother Abdul Akbar Muhammad. Thank you very much for being here. All praise. Let's go back in time to about 1978. We have with us student minister Ralph Muhammad and his lovely wife, Sister Pamela Muhammad. Come on up, Sister Pamela. Praise be to Allah. I know it's some shock to you, but I want you to stand with your love and
This time.
name of Allah, the Minister, the merciful, I bear witness. There is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. And I greet you again in nation greetings of peace and of paradise. Here we go back, right? We family. Right. And all the beautiful daughters, children, grandchildren he had, and all that he did for my family. Right. And I was in 1978. Well, in 1979, we were meeting in buildings that really weren't ours. Right. So we started this building on State Street in St. Louis, which we started out trying to rebuild a nation in 2260 State. And we went to the auction and got the building, even though they had enemies bidding against us. Allah blessed us to get it for a good price. Right, a very good price at that time, 14 grand. And the first time we had the building appraised was $150,000. We had no work to it at all. I'm trying to find the scripture real quick. I know my wife's going to say something, but I remember Akbar was making the sign over the entrance. But Akbar got the deal. We had to have a picture of his book. So he had to have it right. And he sold it. We watched him sold it. I said to myself, this morning, we should have had pictures. We didn't have cameras in the phone. So we could take a picture of him showing that right he was, right? Very, perfectionist about what he was doing, right? And he sold. And we had to sign and paying for that. But what great was about Akbar, he's more than just a minister, he's a friend of ours. The minister said to Janasa, my friend. And in 2019, he says the recording angel. Yes. God was always writing something. And we're thankful. I remember the first time he asked me, he said, but Siddiq, a lot of people with him was the secretary. And Siddiq, he kind of lost his job. He said, Brother Rob, would you like to be sent? And I didn't come in. I just came to soldiers, right? He said, here's the books, here's the checkbook, I'll see you tomorrow. So we spent a lot of time together, right? I was thinking about my dear sister Mary. I love her so very much, right? And we lived in this house on 8920 Madge, right in Brentwood, right? And Sister Mary sure could throw down. And the dog, right? My neighbors sitting right here. And they great. And of course, yes sir. So we're thankful. And he married me and my wife in 1980, June 29th. He married my daughter. Leah was in California in 2004, I believe it was. And he married my son, Kareem, in 2019. So we have a special connection. He'll always be in our memory. We'll never forget him, right? The father, the friend, the minister, whatever you want to call him, he was us, right? We'll always remember that. So before we go any further, I think I'll allow her to say,
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, in the magnificent one God who came who indeed is the Lord of the worlds. These brothers are saying words to me behind me. But I must say to you, in the name of Allah, those are the words that Brother Akbar said to us to read in the Holy Quran. That you start out every event with those words. I didn't know. Brother Akbar taught us so much. We forever thank Allah for personally magnifying and for giving us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Mosque, and for giving to us the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah. Yeah. And they shared Brother Akbar with us in this area. He changed my life and my husband's life. And we reared children behind your example. You were the ones, the first Muslims that we knew. We had no place to pattern ourselves after in this area. So we thank Allah for Brother Akbar for coming under the direction of the Honorable Minister Mosque and remaining here, though Brother Minister was trying to get it back a couple times, pleading with him not to take him. But to say through Brother Akbar, our family has grown. Your family has grown. So many. What I remember most was that in those days, it was not necessarily as spiritual because we were learning how to raise a nation. Brother Akbar taught us the ins and outs of being Muslim. How to talk, how to walk, how to care for one another. He, and in our class, we're talking about the role, the role that you have between the husband and the wife. When you look at the relationship of Brother Minister Farrakhan and Brother Akbar, that was an example of how to conduct yourself in your role. Brother Akbar didn't step out his role.
Go ahead. That's
He
right.
stayed right there, and
That's
he
right.
knew what he was supposed to do. And he did it well. We thank Allah for that example of how to stay in your role. Brother Ralph and I have been married a few days now.
45 years.
You know, my name is Roger. But it was because I was looking at Brother Akbar in his role, not just with his family, but his role with the minister. The minister would call for a thing, Brother Akbar would make it happen.
That's right. Just say that. That's right.
He got everybody else to help him do it too. So if you were standing around, you were to work. This is Brother Akbar's way. We thank Allah for him. We are forever grateful for his spirit, his love, his compassion with the people. I don't think I've seen him angry. It was just not his way. He talked to us with love. He represented love as he was taught by Honorable Minister Lewis Farrakhan. Love. It's my favorite place. Assalamu alaikum.
You know, let me just say that really, first of all, I thank Allah for blessing me to stand in this stage here in the city of St. Louis and the metropolitan area. All praises due to Allah. So while we are doing it, let's give the Honorable Mr. Lewis Farrakhan a warm round. Sister, we want to do the life reflections. I had to get the 1978 out of the way, 1980, all right? Thank you, Sister Pamela, you did well. May Allah continue to bless you and your entire family. Praise is due to Allah. You know, we did all grow up together, my children, your children. Praise is due to Allah, and those beautiful times. Alhamdulillah. So we want to bring the brothers and the sisters up to do the life reflection. We have Sister Anitra, Sister Kelsey, Brother Robbie, and Brother John. Please come forward. Give them a warm round.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Minister Abdul Akbar Muhammad passed away peacefully at the age of 83 on March 17, 2026, surrounded by family and lifelong friends during the holy month of Ramadan. Brother Akbar, as he was affectionately known around the world, was born Lawrence James Prescott Jr. on June 9, 1942 in Hampton, Virginia. He was the second child born to his parents, Lawrence Prescott Sr. and Celeste Brown. Akbar spent his formative years in New York, and although he lived many places, he always considered himself a proud native of New York. His childhood and adolescent years were spent in the New York City boroughs of Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. And he held cherished memories of learning to swim in the Harlem River, sneaking into the Bronx Zoo after hours with friends, and making money by shining shoes in Times Square. He graduated from Aviation High School as one of just 2 black students in his class, and later attended courses at Hunter College. However, Akbar's real education would happen once he heard Islam. On February 14, 1960, Akbar visited the historic Temple No. 7 in Harlem after reading news articles about Malcolm X in the local and national press. That same year, at 17 years old, Akbar became a husband and a father, marrying his childhood sweetheart, Miriam Aziz, born Marion Williams, and welcoming their first child, Zamima, 1960. 6 more children were born to the couple in the years that followed. Samaya, 1961, Sauda, 1963, Medina, 1965, Naja, 1967, Latifa, 1969, and Mariam, 1971. In 1961, Akbar and Miriam formally joined the Nation of Islam. Over the course of his lifetime, Akbar was known by many names. In his early years, his family and friends called him Junior, short for Junior, and later Larry. After joining the Nation of Islam, he became Brother Larry 4X. In 1975, during the transition of the Nation of Islam, he was given the name Kareem Abdul Aziz. By Imam Wallace D. Muhammad, son of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1963, during the rebuilding of the Nation of Islam, he was given the name Abdul Akbar Muhammad by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you.
All right.
After joining the Nation of Islam, Akbar devoted himself completely to the study and practice of Islam and service to the nation. He quickly rose to become the top salesman of Muhammad Speaks newspapers, and based on his achievements, Minister Malcolm X invited him to the ministry class. During these early years, Akbar held various posts in the mosque and continued his development in the ministry. By 1963, he was appointed the assistant minister of a new mosque in Corona, Prince. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was assigned to New York as the minister in 1965, Akbar became his top assistant. During this time, Akbar was instrumental in organizing major initiatives such as the Black Family Day, held on Randall's Island in May 1974, where 70,000 people gathered to hear a message about family, unity, and solidarity. Later that year, a return to the same venue drew another 40,000 people. That same year, Akbar also played a key role in organizing and coordinating the logistics for Minister Farrakhan's visit to Jamaica at the invitation of Prime Minister Michael Manley.
Drawing on his love for reading and a desire to further his work in uplifting the Black community, Akbar embarked on the first entrepreneurial venture in partnership with Dr. Abdul Samad. The two opened and operated a successful and legendary bookstore, Books and Things, on Harlem's 116th Street. In naming the business, Dr. Samad and Akbar sought guidance from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who instructed them to give it a simple name. So they settled on Books and Things. Known for his energetic teaching and commitment to the nation, Akbar was sent to help revitalize Mosque 28 of St. Louis and Mosque 28B in East St. Louis. His arrival became known as the New York Takeover, as he hit the ground running, attempting to fulfill his mandate to grow the mosque by 1,000 FOI and 1,000 NGT within 1 year. He organized a contest in which the Muslims who brought the most guests could win a trip to Mosque number 2 in Chicago or Mosque number 7 in New York. After the announcement, so many guests poured into the building that Muslims were waiting outside to get in. He also established a successful food truck business for the mosque called Brothers to Brothers, where FOI could be more visible and raise funds for food sales. He also oversaw a renovation of the mosque, installing a new glass facade that was more attractive and easily recognizable by street traffic. In another outreach mission, he gathered 300 FOI and dispatched them on school buses to smaller cities and communities across the metro area.
International representative. In 1976, Akbar was transferred to Chicago to serve as a special assistant to Imam Wallace E. Muhammad. In this role, he had the opportunity to travel to Belize, Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, Turkey, Algeria, and Saudi Arabia. As change swept through the nation, Akbar was called upon by his brother and friend, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to rebuild. Akbar first served as national assistant and was later given the title of international representative when he represented the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam on the global stage. In that capacity, he interacted with numerous heads of state and government officials across many regions of the world. He played a central role in planning numerous peace missions, including 3 World Friendship Tours of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. His work included organizing and leading fact-finding missions for the Black press in some of the world's most troubled spots. In 1989, Minister Farrakhan asked Brother Akbar to open an office for the Nation of Islam in Ghana, following an invitation by Ghanaian President Jerry John Rawlings several years earlier. Akbar enthusiastically agreed and opened the Ghana mission to serve the Ghanaian people and spread the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. After getting settled in Ghana, Akbar and Mariam began hosting several groups of travelers and eventually started a venture in Africa tours to encourage Black Americans to travel to Ghana and throughout Africa. During this time, the couple had the honor of hosting esteemed guests such as Dionne Warwick, Isaac Hayes, James Matume, Jim Brown, Jermaine Jackson, Public Enemy, Bobby Humphrey, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and attorney Bob Long. In October 1994, Akbar organized the first State of State Convention convened outside of the United States. Held in Accra, Ghana, nearly 2,000 Black Americans and Muslims traveled, most for the first time, to the motherland for the occasion. Over the course of his life, Akbar traveled to 154 countries worldwide, 44 of which were on the African continent, with Ghana being his favorite.
A new chapter. Later in the 90s, Akbar and Mariam separated after over 40 years of marriage. He resettled in Egypt for several years, where his children, Jihad, 1996, and Rakaya, 1999, were born. Due to health challenges, Akbar came back to America. During this time, he worked on authoring his book, Africa and the World Revisited, and working closely with his daughter, Jermaine, 1962, on writing his life story. In 2010, Akbar met and married his present wife, Nafisatu Bakar Mohammed, becoming father to her 2 children, Coley and Aisha. In December of 2021, Akbar was installed as Nana Akbar Mohammed, developmental chief in the region of Cape Coast, Ghana, West Africa. The Ummah reflects on a dutiful life. For 65 years, Minister Abdul Akbar Mohammed faithfully and tirelessly strove to carry out his duties as a student of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as well as serve as a true brother to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In the last 20 years of his life, Akbar utilized the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that Allah God blessed him with to in turn help to guide and and expansion of the Ramadan prayer line, now known as the Ummah Reflects. Brother Akbar was instrumental in helping to guide the decorum of the Ramadan prayer line in its initial stages. At first, being open to just those within the Nation of Islam, the prayer line now includes the broader global Muslim community. At the end of his life, Akbar often reflected on his deep gratitude for the love and support he received throughout his life's journey from the Nation of Islam and the many other Muslim communities he encountered throughout the world. He reserved a special place of gratitude for his teacher, brother, and mentor, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, for opening doors to meet kings, leaders, presidents, and prime ministers, heads of state, and dignitaries throughout the world, and for being a friend. Akbar is survived, if I mispronounce the name, please do forgive me, but Akbar is survived by his wife, Nafisatu Bakar Muhammad, and children, Samima Aziz, Jermaine Prescott Harris, Sauda Aziz, Naja Aziz, Latifa Aziz, Miriam Aziz, Jihad Muhammad, Rakaya Muhammad, Coley Muhammad Bakar, and Aisha Muhammad Bakar. His surviving grandchildren include Madia Prescott, Naisa Aziz, Malik Hawkins, Naja Astar, Assad Aziz, Naya Aziz, Naeem Aziz, Akila Astar, Lamarana Diallo, Ayana Aziz, Eric Greer, and Sheba Carlo. His surviving great-grandchildren are Anaya Williams, Amira Hamilton, Zora Green, Manu Saki, and Tafari Baruthi. He also leaves behind his youngest sister, Gail Bishop, a host of nephews, nieces, great-nephews, great-nieces, and cousins, family members, and friends. Akbar was succeeded in death by daughters Medina Aziz Greer and Samaya Aziz, sister, Barnella Guthrie, and brother Eric Prescott.
We're ready to go international now. With Brother Taki Akbar and Rudy. Come on up, brothers. Akbar. Praise you for
All praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, I just want to give praise to God. I want to give praise to God because we're here to celebrate a most powerful, a most beautiful, a most dedicated brother to the upliftment of black people. Let's give it up for Akbar Muhammad! Beautiful wife, and we just celebrated our 50th anniversary. Members of the Universal African Peoples Organization that's in the house. With those members, please stand. When Brother Donna made mention of international experiences, on the second page of our newspaper, which is called the African News World, and preferably everyone has a copy, we do salute Brother Akbar. In fact, we say the Universal African Peoples Organization extends our deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Akbar Muhammad and the Nation of Islam in his transition from this life to sitting on the right side of Almighty Allah. Now, my experiences, I know I'm supposed to deal with the international, but first of all, my experiences as I met Akbar in late 1970s as an educator, and I was just struck by his remarkable concern for our people. And to that end, I invited him a number of times to come to my classroom, and always my students were so inspired. Then secondly, because I was so outspoken in the classroom, which they took me out of the classroom, and as they took me out of the classroom, because through Akbar I had established a very positive relationship with Minister Louis Farrakhan, who in fact came to St. Louis through the behest of Akbar to endorse my candidacy for governor of the state of Missouri. Let's give it up for Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, when they took me out of the classroom, I'll never forget, I traveled to Chicago to meet Brother Akbar because I wanted the minister to speak on the issues that I raised in East St. Louis about what was happening in the school district. Never forget this. It was snowing at night, got to his office. I shared with Brother Akbar what was taking place. He said he'd pass on to the minister, but in the meantime, he asked me this question. He said, are you man enough or black enough? One or the other, I can't remember, to go to Libya. I said, Brother Akbar, you leaving tonight so I can call the wife? Now, you know, at that time, Muammar Gaddafi was under attack by this government. And I was blessed to travel with him. And on one of this trip, I was blessed to meet Brother Muammar Gaddafi. And it was through Akbar on several other trips that included going to Zimbabwe, where we got an opportunity to meet the president, Robert Mugabe. Also traveled with Akbar to the Sudan and got an opportunity to meet the president of the Sudan, Omar Bashir. Along with in those travels, got an opportunity to meet the current president of Nicaragua, Daniel Ortega. So it was through Akbar that one of my greatest experiences is meeting strong leaders of the movement to liberate our people.
Come on.
So that's
Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Takbir. Takbir.
On those trips, sometimes I'd say I had to salute Akbar because he had to deal with some internal stuff. And the humbleness and how he was a diplomat in resolving different issues spoke to the greatness of Akbar. And then last but not least, at the historic crossroads of police violence in our community. Now let me digress, I'm sorry, one other thing. It was with Akbar also that in 1987, he led a delegation of us back to Libya in defiance of Ronald Reagan's executive order not to travel to Libya. And let me tell you, we got hassled by the FBI, going and coming. But Akbar stood strong. Mentioning in terms of Ferguson, it was out in Ferguson, brother. Anthony Shaheed could bear witness. He stood firm with us throughout Ferguson uprising. And that was our last kind of interaction where I was in his presence. So I'm just so honored and give praise to God to have been blessed to meet a giant among us. Brother Akbar, come on up, brother Anthony Shaheed. Praise and do to Allah. Come on up, brother. Let's give him one more. You know you don't want to go nowhere without
Most merciful, all we bear witness is nothing in creation deserve worship and praise except for Allah and Allah alone. I bear witness Allah has no size, no images, no color, no container, no beginning, no ending, no circumference, no diameter, no limitation, no boundaries, no helpers, no father, no son, no wife, no daughter. And I bear witness every prophet from the prophet Adam, peace be upon him, to the prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and every prophet is not mentioned. This is a powerful day. Takbir! 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 Well, we can say so much about Brother Minister. It's just, y'all covered it, but it's so much to cover. I want to thank the family. I do. Allah Akbar. Takbir! Can we stand up, please? Talk to them, we owe them. And the time I don't talk to them, the first thing I say is, we owe y'all. Because all these stories, my brothers like he is saying, and anyhow, son got so much that he could say. I hear what you said, Lord have, I thought you said, Lord have mercy. Brother Sultan, I mean, everybody in here got personal stories. It's because we were away with your father, he was away from y'all. And the things that he did, I was blessed to go to 50 countries. Me and Brother also, I call you brother most of the time, was able to go to Mecca because of Brother Sultan, because of Brother Akbar. We had first went to, on our way to Libya, we had to go over the Mediterranean Sea, and we went to Sicily, Malta. Well, the gangster was Sultan fit right in there. He fit right on in there. Break the whole story short. So we leave that one alone. Bottom line is, Brother Nelson Akbar, we was having a problem when we got to Egypt, sometimes you know. Brother Akbar was like magic. he was like magic. He had magical powers. And the way he would talk to people, he could just get you wherever you need to be at. And next thing you know, we was at Mecca. It was Mr. Akbar that did that. And he was about Akbar. Me and Brother he was in Iraq together, and Brother Peanut, raise your hands. I met him in Iraq. I was Mr. Akbar.
That's right.
Iraq, all these countries went through, that was Mr. Akbar. Mike Brown went there, because that was Mr. Akbar. Mr. Akbar made the move. And people are jealous of Mr. Akbar. That's right. I want to say that, but I know I'm getting in trouble. You know, I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't. But I got to thank his family, because what his family did, they gave me the opportunity to come in. I had to give it up to Latifah and Saula, and I mean, all of Samima, I stayed at their house, but they invited me to Miriam, the whole family. Let me just say that Sister Nafisa too. When Brother Minister first got sick about 5 years ago, when the minister put all that security around that hotel, it was really Latifah who called me and said, you know, my dad had a heart attack, or whatever it was, to put that stench there. And brother there, but you know, he feels comfortable with you. Because we've been together for years. So I flew down there and stayed, they looked out for me, got me rental car. I was wrong. I got to worry about nothing. Then as I started coming down there in 5 years, I went down there 22 times. So me and them started letting me stay there home. Sister Nafisa too would cook for me. They treated me like gold, and for that, we owe y'all. A lot of money. We owe y'all. I want to say something about, because I'm talking about the past, and I was honored to watch Mr. Akbar's body, me and Brother Jones and other brothers. But Mr. Akbar was so cold, it wasn't a New York takeover. But we were slow as hell here in St. Louis. Mr. Akbar came here like a black tornado. What the hell did he do? Anything was moving slow, he had to get out of here. I hit him. And he changed the whole course of this whole thing. He really did. Mr. Akbar came out here, all of us. I'm serious. He came in, and in 1 week, in 2 weeks, he had brought in Brother Jared Muhammad Allah, and Muhammad Ali. 2 weeks later, he brought down one of was far down here. And this city was just taken. They didn't know what the hell to do. That's how Akbar was rolling. This was in 1975, December the 3rd. And he just took this place over by storm. I mean, and from there, Hassan was really like one of the points for us. Hassan was a lieutenant. He was bossy too. It's okay, we're not going to talk about all that stuff here. With the planes on them days. Look at people play innocent now. And I mean, he came into the city, man, and Mr. Akbar, he brought brotherhood, and he knew how to make us love each other. We had a brotherhood and a sisterhood that was untouchable. Right. Allah's my witness. We had a brotherhood and a sisterhood that was untouchable. And he was teaching us how to do things. I gotta say this now, leave it alone. He made us be strong Muslims. Yeah. He made us, I love when he was teaching, because some of the brothers act like they were scared, and we love everybody, so we're not playing. But when they're around other nationalities, other religions, they scared to say Allah. I'm serious. Now, other people, they say, and I'm not knocking them, they say Jesus is strong. Christ. They say all that stuff, and it's good. But when they get around them, I said, damn, I'm dog. See, that's like they can't say Allah. Brother Mr. Akbar would say Allah Akbar. All praises due to Allah. Alhamdulillah. And he was saying with the, I said, I like how he talked. Yeah. No, he made you love being a Muslim. We weren't scared to be no Muslim. We weren't shaking and baking and all. We weren't scared. We loved it. Yes. They sit back there, they just slow it on up now. See, he's looking for him. They're going to do a certain way. This brother, he's going a little too far. But anyway, brother Minister, I want to thank Allah again for the life of Brother Akbar. He changed so many of us. He did so much for us, individually and collectively, but around the world. Y'all have not heard the story of who Brother Akbar Muhammad was. He was dad to y'all, and whatever y'all call him, junior. I mean, can't put all these pictures out. But he was somebody, I don't really know if y'all even know who he was yet. He touched so many lives. I mean, you got Dr. Adams in the house today. Dr. Adams, raise your hand. What is Dr. Adams? Did he just left? Yes, sir. You got Dr. Adams that came because of what Brother Akbar did. This man was over St. Louis public schools. He touched so many people. My daughter Latifah, stand up, Latifah, please. I can't get Latifah Shaheen. Can you stand up, Latifah Shaheen, please? She said, "Stop there." She's in love with Brother Minister Akbar Muhammad. She loves Brother Minister. You love Brother Minister Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So anyway, I'm going to close on now. I see Kevin Bryant. If I start talking about who all love Brother Minister Akbar, it's everybody in here.
That's right. That's right.
Let's give my brother another one round of applause. Praise is due to Allah. You're right, brother. You know, we just knew the gravity of Brother Akbar. You know, I was talking to Sister Samima. She said, you know, after you translated, so many things have come to me from other people about her father. You know what I mean? And I said, you know, when someone transitions, that's when you begin to reflect. You begin to look again at their life and how that life affected you personally and directly. So since you brought up Brother Eddie Hassan, since you brought him up, brother, and you talked him up, brother, bring him on up. And he goes back all the way to 1975. You're right, he was a lieutenant back then. Is that right? He's the founder of BOCAN. That's a Black Contractors Association. And he still rolling today. Look at him.
God, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praises to God, the cherisher and sustainer of the world, the most gracious, the most merciful. Master of this day of judgment. Aid we serve and not aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those who thou hast bestowed down grace, those whose portion is not grass and goes not astray. Assalamu alaikum. I'm just so proud to be able to stand here, to be able to give some honor and praises to a great, great brother, a great husband, a great father, a great leader. I'm here to tell you that I want to be able to say thank you to the family that there was so many times that you were sacrificing his presence when he was helping us. I just want to say thank you for sharing him with us because you shared so much. He gave so much that we can never repay you for what he gave. He came to this town and turned this town around. Y'all just don't know the impact that he had on the lives of the individuals that he came in contact with. No one could really paint the picture like he painted. No one could teach the word like he taught it. No one can make you feel what he made you feel and make you feel that you got to be committed to the whole goal and aspirations of the nation. He put it in your heart to be able to feel what was necessary to be able to carry the Lord. The Lord wasn't no load no more. It was real easy because you understood in your head and you felt it in your heart, that commitment that he gave. He said, what comes from the heart, touch the heart. And what he taught, touch your heart. Hey, come on, man. Come on, he didn't hold back. So you couldn't hold back. You had to give it 110%. When he came in, he had a mission. Yes, sir. And everybody heard the word, took on the mission. When he said he wanted to raise 1,000 new believers, deliver that, we got a trip to Mecca. It wasn't to Chicago. It wasn't to Chicago. It was to Mecca. And everybody who believes in Almighty God, Allah want to be able to make that trip to Mecca in their lifetime. So we start striving to be able to deliver that. And you had so many people just swell the seats at Masjid 28. Wasn't no room. Wasn't no room. Because we believe in that vows that he wanted to raise. We were going to deliver that. And in the end, yours truly stood tall and delivered the most folks that came. He didn't stop there. He had a vision about being able to rebuild the mosque. He want arches. And not only he want arches, we had mirrors on the wall outside. That was his vision. And yours truly delivered it. Yeah, come on, son. Yours truly delivered it. We built it. And his vision. How he wanted it. Arches and all. We did it. Praise be to Allah. He said to me, you make me feel like you from New York. You move like you from New York. You think like you from New York. And I felt like I was from New York. And I tell you, the person you're seeing today, with that energy, that Akbar still in me. When he came here and got the house, I was the one that went there and fixed it like he wanted to fix. On Van Avenue. Yes, I was there. When he brought them trucks here, look, I'm the person right there with him. With his captain. Elijah. Yes, that's right. I'm right there with him. All the way. And I tell you, that inspiration is still in me to be able to build and make happen. It's still happening. Still happening. We still doing it. We just opened up on the east side, 110 units on the east side. We still building. That energy. In the name of Almighty God. We're still doing it. The inspiration that Akbar instilled, that building spirit that he instilled, we still building with that. Akbar planted the seed. He come here in St. Louis and it'll never be the same again. He put those, he came with a vision. Nobody never saw all them trucks on the street. All those food trucks on the street. How'd they get here? Akbar dispatched them from New York and brought them. You got the deal. So how you gonna do it? You got them. He brought them. We don't know how he did it. He did it. There's all kind of trucks on the street. Every time you look up, we had a food mobile moving. But not only that, we had a fish patrol that was taking over. We selling fish. We selling fish. All over the place. Come on, man. I'm telling you. Tell the truth, man. I'm telling you. Bottom line, fed people. Look at all over. It ain't gonna never be the same. The business mindset that we got, Akbar brought it from New York and planted it us. Praise be God. And I just want to thank the family for sharing him with us. At one point, he and I was kind of in a race on how many daughters we're going to have before we have a son. Listen, he had 8 daughters. I had 8 daughters. And my wife was pregnant with one daughter, and I was so impressed with your father's daughter, Samaya. I asked him, I said, Akbar, would it be okay if I named my daughter after your daughter, Samaya? Woo! Come on, man. He said yes. And right today, I have a daughter named Samaya. Just teaching school in New York City. And I had to stick with the 8
I do own a speakers bureau. Praise is due to Allah. What that beautiful brother?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a beautiful day. Very beautiful day. Praise is due to Allah. Now, I know this brother I'm about to bring up was definitely touched by the life of Brother Akbar Muhammad. Truly touched. And that's Brother Kevin Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
Who was over the team way to man. Come on up, Brother Kevin. Praise is due to Allah.
Assalamu alaikum, people. I gotta be brief because Brother Eddie got me emotional. That's why I started crying a bit. But I just say to the family, thank you for letting us borrow a great man. There's not a lot of brothers who call you their brother, but he felt more like a father. I would have missed that phone ringing and hearing that baritone voice. Okay, Brother Kevin. Because I knew that they had followed in order. Something I had to do. I had to get out my laptop and start going to work. And one of the last conversations we had was in Atlanta. Brother Shaheed made sure I went down there to give my love to him. And we talked about Africa and being on the beach with Sister Nafisa too. And when he met Idi Amin, and it was living history.
Yes, sir.
And then he said, okay, Brother Kevin. And we started planning an event. And he went right to work. So there was 61 years of service that he couldn't let go.
Yes.
And in his last days, we were planning an event. And I knew right then and there that I was like, here is another example of a man that I have to emulate. The closest thing that I ever came to that was when I met Kwame Ture. And I wanted to take a picture with him. He said, why do you want my picture? I was like, brother, you live in history. Like, I gotta have this picture with you.
Right.
He said, and if you feel that way about me, you don't need a picture. You need to do my work.
There's some people before we move on, brothers, I want to recognize. Where's Mr. Ron Jones? Raise your hand, Brother Ron. Just stand up, brothers. Brother Iron Ale. Hey, back in the back. Brother Iron, better move up front. Also, Reverend Clyde Crump. Stand up, Reverend Crump. Wave your hand up, bro. I see you. Hey, where's Dr. Zia? Stand up, Doc. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah. We got it covered, brother. That's all right. Yeah, where's the beer? All right. All the way in the back. Real back. Real back. This is not even half the story. Praise is due to Allah. Praise is due to Allah. Next, a brother who I know became friends of Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, and him and Brother Akbar was definitely friends. And he's a brother that's a household word, household name in the city of St. Louis.
That's right.
Please, he's a real estate developer and owner of Roberts Company. Come on up, Brother Mike Roberts.
Molly, I just saw you. Good to see you. I've had a family life. Early on, I was on your board of directors in the early runnings. I just want to say that my brother was a dear friend. And I would say his capitalist friend. Yeah. When they needed a location for a mosque, what do? We go back to our facility at the old Sears building. Now known after my daddy, Victor Roberts building, because all the rest of Sears building was the community today. We went back there for many years at a bookstore. And I remember when Muhammad Ali came to visit, we took him to the bookstore, and all he could do was grab a bean pie and just stuff it down his throat. I'm serious, it was like. But I remember when I was invited to speak at Founders Day in Chicago on economic development for Black folks. How important is that even today? We were able to galvanize in St. Louis over 10 busloads of men and 3 airplane loads of men for the main man march. When he came for his last trip, yes, sir. I had a fundraiser for him at the Roberts All You Can Eat buffet. Y'all remember something? Yes, sir. But then I had one in my house. And mind you, everything I'm saying related to Brother Akbar's visit with me. So I give him the credit. We had a fundraiser in my house also. And do you know we raised more money at those 2 events than that big event they had in D.C. afterwards? We, St. Louis, raised more money for Bobby Touré for him to be able to go back home and transition. Right. He was always there to meet me, say hello. And when I was installed as Senate Kofi in the region of Ghana, yes, I was installed as, if they said, a king.
All right.
In Ghana.
Come on, man. Yeah.
What I learned when they use the term king is because instead of just saying chief, and I'm just going to say this point of history, point of personal privilege for a moment. Kings were the use of our people, the name, until we were colonized. Right. Then they said there can only be one king, and that's the King of England, and so you all have to call yourselves chiefs. Mm-hmm. We reclaimed that. Home with Bobby Touré, and he sat in the wheelchair. Akbar was on one side, I was on the other side. And I said to the audience, to our guests, I guess you're wondering why a capitalist like me is here helping a socialist like him. I said there's only one reason. It's because I would not be what I am today if it weren't for the efforts that he made to change the lives of America for Black folks. Personal privilege for a second. When Minister Farrakhan was in St. Louis, we were having dinner, and allowed my children to come with me. At the time, my eldest daughter was pregnant, and Minister Farrakhan placed his hand on my daughter's stomach and wished all the best for this child. This child is now in our audience, and he's 15 years old. Stand up, Jack. It's those personal type touches that he allowed us to create in our lives. And I remember when the minister needed a team, a whole entourage, was going to visit Castro in Cuba. Brother Akbar called me and said, hey, we've got to come to the Bahamas. And as a result, we found that we were coming during
spring break and the hotels were full. I said, well, you're going to stay at my house then. Now, fortunately, I've been blessed to have a big 10-bedroom castle. So the entire entourage, including the minister, stayed at my place for 3 or 4 days. In fact, the minister didn't want to leave. But they went on to finish his visit to Cuba, and that's when he, frankly, it was one of his first times he was receiving some of his ailments that he had. Well, let me just say that the memories are deep and they're rich. You've been to the house with him for my annual leave and New Year's Eve party. The nation is in my heart.
Yes, sir.
And it will always be in my heart. And the brothers, I just look around. And it's, I was there when he started Mosque. I wrote the first bylaws for it. I was one of the organizers of it. We're still maybe the only ones left to talk about that. But it was when I was finishing law school and I spent, donated my time. We have to realize the importance, and he taught us this, of the value of giving back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The value of giving back.
That's right.
And I think I just got a download from him because when it was time for him to, after he had transitioned, it wasn't a question that was asked. There weren't references to give him into heaven. It was what had he done to give back to the people. What have you done? We're not worried about the haters. We're not worried about somebody signing some kind of resume for you. Come on, man. We just want to know what you did. And that's why the gates just opened up for him. And he was able to walk through and look back on us here in St. Louis, and he's smiling, and he's saying, well done, family, for coming out to say your thoughts, give your thoughts, your feelings. And you don't have to come up here and say it. You're saying it to yourself and to your friends. It's a string, a thread that runs through us. And on that business side, one of the things he always liked for me to say was that there's this thing called the old boy network. And you notice that there's the women and the old boys and the white boys in control.
That's right.
The old boy network. But today, as a result of what he's done and what many of us are doing to change things, listen, they better wake up, you old boy network, because it's the homeboys and homegirls network that's about to take. When the senior says to me, tell part of the story, I'm an ex-politician, so I like to live with a pop. But we did have a situation where, back in those days, I actually owned my own planes, and I was privileged to be able to provide transport to Akbar and the minister. And, I'm sorry? Into New York. I don't have those planes anymore because we kindly took that away and more trucks, making it even harder for all of us. But guess what? Like I said, the homeboy and homegirl networks are taking over. We're not going to let anything stop us. We have love, and we have a respect for our elders all the way back into the motherland, who are just watching over us and sending us vibes and telling us what to do next. And until we're in touch with our elders and understand the value of that. I remember when I did go down to the dungeons, one of the things that I was left with was this. If you think for a moment what our ancestors went through as they were coming here, some of them decided to choose suicide.
Right.
Some were murdered. Right. But it's those elders that survived that time and that horrible life that made it possible for us to live today. Right. So let's give them grace and let's worship
worship, but I mean that, my brother Akbar, because he's the type of person who would take that type of message and instill this in us so that we can in turn instill it in our children's children's children. Thank you very much.
That is a Chevy Silverado, license plate number METTSKY. Your hazard flashes, your hazard lights are on. Anyone in here with that? Has that vehicle? I don't think nobody got any jump cables on that. Praise the Duke. We're moving on, brothers and sisters. We're moving on.
Come on, let's fight.
So leading up to this point, I was nervous. I was shaking like a jackrabbit at a coon dog. You know, the next brother I'm bringing up, he's out of New York City. He came to St. Louis. He tried to act like Akbar, all right? No, I'm kidding, brothers and sisters, but you know, very good friend of mine, and he's been around a long time. He established an organization called Better Family Life. Brother Malik Holiday.
Hold on to your feet, y'all.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is our leader, and he is the leader of the black world.
Wow. Come on, man. Allahu Akbar.
About Brother Akbar and what he did in St. Louis. I met Reverend Minister Akbar in 1967. And I was impressed. In fact, it was one Wednesday night at the Mosque, number 7, actually the one in the Bronx, Prospect. I was hoping to hear Minister Farrakhan, and the assistant minister said, we have Reverend Minister Akbar from Corona, Larry 4X, coming to speak. And it was a little disappointment for a hot second. When Akbar started talking, the aura of his spirit and his command of history, Islamic history, Egyptian history, African history, was so overwhelming and so powerful that he just enthralled you in a rhapsody of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But watching Akbar and Minister Farrakhan work, it was magic, y'all. In New York City, it was magic. Because not only was there the growing Muslim presence, but Brother Mike Roberts, you would be happy to know of the business. Every part of New York City had Muslim businesses. And in the Boston store that was established, I think, around 1971, the Books and Things became a haven of intellectual discourse. So Muslims was going into the store, getting all of this information, and then going to college. So the New York Muslims was a young group of intellectuals, a young group of historians a young group of archaeologists, a young group of revolutionaries. Because one of the things that Minister Farrakhan, his unique skill, having to come in after Malcolm, he was the embodiment of a black united front. And what the Muslim in New York did was begin to pull all of the elements from the Marcus Garvey people, from the Noble Drew Ali people, from the African nationalist people, from the Pan-Africanist people, from the socialist people, from the 5% people, from every element. The New York Muslims had every aspect of that covered. I watched before there was a Randall Allen that attracted 70,000. Brother Minister Donald, it was the bazaars. The bazaars were what the Black Expos and the Harlem, the Kwanzaa Expos were today. It was the Muslim bazaars that was attracting 20,000 people, businesses of all types. And then it evolved from the bazaars to the idea of pulling 70,000 people. So before there was a million-man march, there was the Randall Allen twice. And then there was the Madison Square Garden twice. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, that Minister Akbar is the embodiment of a solid black mind that has a love for black people that cannot even be defined because of the love that he and Minister Farrakhan had. Minister Farrakhan said so many times that Akbar and him are joined at the hip bone. That's what friendship is all about. What love is all about. We must imitate that example. Let me say that again. We must imitate that example. The Muslims should be the light of this community. Everything in this community should evolve around this particular light. I want to thank the family who has been so beautiful in their love. I said to Salima, I said to her in Atlanta, I said, Allah is going to bless you, sister, because what you have shown us is how to take care of our elders. We are all elders now. And let me just end this. I can talk all day. But I'm going to make 2 points that I'm actually 3 points. I'm follow The thing that I am so appreciative of is that Akbar called me up in 1995 and said, we need to organize the Million Man March Committee. And I want that to be organized in your house. And we brought together a group of people and began to start moving the pieces in place. And as we moved those pieces in place, the explosion began to take place. Then he said to us that I need to take y'all up to see the minister. That's right. So I want the minister to know exactly what's taking place in St. Louis, because I think something is very special. And the minister told us at the National House that if we could pull St. Louis, the entire country will follow. Right. He dispatched Brother Anthony around the country. He dispatched many of us to organize in our community, in our churches, and what we saw taking place, it was miraculous. It was nothing like this had ever taken place in America. St. Louis was the heart, and East St. Louis, was the heart and the soul of having organized 2 million black people, men and some women. Anthony got my wife up on the stage. And something. That's right. And the last thing I want to say, you know, just a few days ago, I was in South Africa. And I had a wonderful, wonderful time. And when I was in South Africa, I just reflected on all of the countries that Brother Akbar has visited. Right. And you know, Zaki and I from time to time be counting the countries that we have been to. And I don't know if we're going to ever get to 154 countries. Okay. 180, excuse me. This right here, this picture exemplifies Akbar Muhammad and what we all stand for. It is so important that we become cognizant of the African continent. Right, sir. Everybody knows that Africa is the next major explosion. And Africa is calling on us. It needs us. When I was in South Africa, the confusion that is there is so hurting, you know, and it's going to explode any day. And we need to be ready to pick up the pieces. We need to follow Brother Zaki, who gave books to Gambia and gave books to Zimbabwe. We need to have, and Brother Ajuma, who've given bikes and other materials to the schools in Ghana. We need to have a presence on the African continent because the African continent is our future. And we and them are one people. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you didn't talk about it. Brother, you told me how to pronounce your wife's name, but I don't forget. Rahafa. Sister Rahafa, the wife of Brother Arab Muhammad, our national praises due to Allah, all holy praises due to Allah. Now, we've said all we wanted to say, brothers and sisters. Now it's time. Time for the family. Now, I don't know how they got it organized or anything like that, but it's on you. The praise is due to Allah. Oh. The wife of the Akbar. Come on up,
Alhamdulillah for this day. All praise be to Allah. Today, I just want to express my gratitude to the nation of Islam. But because I was still listening to Brother Zaki, Make you remember what he said. How powerful he was. I married him 2011. I used to come and go from here to Ghana, back and forth. And 2015, I came. And then he was getting ready to go to Guyana. Guyana, Trinidad, and Jamaica. I didn't have a visa to go to Guyana. And it was on Saturday. And Akbar called one of his mayor friends in Guyana. And the mayor called the ambassador on Saturday. And then he said we should meet him at the office. And the ambassador sent someone to come and give him a visa to go with him to Guyana. That's how he was a very good man. And he doesn't show it. Sometimes something will happen, I get angry, you know how women are. And you tell me, Nafisa, don't sweat over small things. And you know, women, that's not small to me. Like him, he was fine with it. That's how Akbar was. For me, life is not about how you live it, the legacy you leave behind. That's the most important thing. Today, I have thanked the nation, the Honorable Minister and his family. The Surah Council, and the my family in St. Louis. You all are my family, my sisters and brothers. Akbar was from St. Louis, and I love you all. My people, I'm always grateful. May Allah continue to bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Talking to Akbar's oldest daughter, she said it wouldn't be a memorial service for Akbar without having sales tables outside. I mean, in other words, look, y'all go out there and just buy up everything, all right? When you leave out here, praise and do to Allah. So now, Sister Samina, come on up here. Give Sister Samina a walk out.
Peace be unto you. Greetings from our Ghana. What's happening? Today's vernacular, yo. They used to do that back in the day. I remember going to meetings, and because of the diverse audience, we want to greet everybody in their greetings. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, I thank Allah, God, our masterful creator for life today. I'm grateful for this opportunity to stand before you, to celebrate this moment, and to share our collective memories and stories of Akbar's impact and contributions in St. Louis and to the world's community. I thank Allah for my father, his quiet humility, his fierce determination to get it done, and it didn't matter what it was. Whatever the task was, he was going to get it done. His discipline, his kindness to strangers, his openness to learning, and his commitment to reading and studying. My father loved his mom, and his life was good. He worked tirelessly to organize, contribute to, and develop the rebuilding of the nation of Islam. He loved and appreciated the Honorable Minister of Akbar. That was his foundation, that was his life, that was his everything. He and the minister were best friends, faithful brothers to one another, committed to continuing the work started by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to redeem, heal, and return our people to the communities, to our people and the communities, to the respectable position in this world, which is our birthright. Today, I want to share a little about my father's final years with you. Still a sensitive subject for me, and I ask Allah to help me to talk through the tears if I have to. In Islam, Muslims have a duty to respect and care for their parents. This fundamental duty is second only to worship of God. The Holy Quran outlines these duties as one, complete prohibition of disrespect. Surah 17:23 of the Quran says that God commands that even the slightest expression of annoyance, such as saying "oh" to our parents, is forbidden. Believers must speak to their parents with respectful, noble words.
Go ahead.
And I bring that up because in today's world, it's our young people don't have that understanding. And there's a decay in our family and values. The second command is that we have humility and compassion. Children are instructed to lower their wings out of humility and mercy for their parents. Third is continuous prayer. The Quran encourages children to pray for their parents' mercy and forgiveness, remembering the sacrifices they made in raising them. And finally, the limits to obedience. When kindness is mandatory, absolute obedience has a limit. If parents pressure a child to go against God or to sin, then that's the time that we don't have any obedience to our parents. And I mention these duties as a reminder, as I said, in this world today and in our communities, we are witnessing a shift in values. Our families and family members have taken on values and norms from somewhere distant from African communities. It's our duty to care for our parents as they age, when they become ill, when they return to the hospital. My father lived with cardiovascular disease for many years. Later, it developed into heart failure and vascular dementia. As his health declined, we needed to engage home health and hospice services to assist with his care. It was a long, frustrating journey because our communities are not equipped to care for our sick and elderly. We need care homes and assisted living resources so that we can properly care for our parents and elders. Wouldn't it be a good thing for Muslims to have it in home? Instead of reading Bible stories, we can read the Quran. They can make their prayers 5 times a day. They can have bean soup and bean pies that they are familiar with and is good for them. So this is something that's really on my heart and my mind, that we really need care homes and assisted living resources for our parents. We can't depend on the government to take care of our youth and our old.
That's right.
This is community work, and I thank Allah for my mother and father's journey, as I would not have this information or experience that I had in this area. I had my parents, both my mother had Alzheimer's, my father had vascular dementia, and that is a whole nother place in life that nobody prepared me for. We're not prepared for it, and it really takes a lot to navigate through those things. But we were able to do it. And I just want to let you know that in his last days, his last years, my father was a soldier.
That's right.
Very end.
That's right.
He would wage war with me and refer to me as a prison guard and a police officer. He declared that he did not need me to regulate his shower schedule or his activities. He was kind to some of the home health aides, and that was only sometimes. He had a day when he would tell me, she's here to do what? To give me a shower? I don't need her to do that. Tell her to go home and come back another day. He was quick to dismiss someone, and he would declare in his diplomatic way that that subject is not under discussion. You heard me say that before. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely. It's so simple, it's not under discussion. He wanted to wear his suit and sometimes a tie to sit in the living room and watch his favorite documentaries on Africa, Islam, and jazz. He was always a statesman and always learning.
Oh, yeah.
He insisted that I help him pack a suitcase because he was going to Chicago to see the minister, and that would be at any time of the day or night. And then he was going to Ghana to take a rest. So my disobedience, because I was not packing bags at 2 in the morning, my disobedience resulted in yet another verbal war. The only thing that would calm him down was for me to show him that I had his wallet and I had his passport and I was keeping it safe when he could travel. My father left work for us to continue, and I pray that collectively we will be brave enough, bold enough, committed enough, and disciplined enough to do the work and finish the job. In my conclusion, I'd like to thank you for being here with my family and just being here as a community. Thank you to those who sent emails, photos, monetary contributions, and your love to us during this difficult period. May Allah guide, protect, and heal us all. Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is a business of progress in every society and every family. That was a quote by David Brown. My name is Akbar. I am the daughter, number 3, of Miriam and Akbar. In honor of my father's life, I would like to share 3 things that I love the most about him. First, my father gave his children a window into the future. He was a historian without a college degree. He read every book he collected, which included history books, study guides, biographies, and all other books of ancient history, ancient civilizations, and documentaries. He studied the past, present, and future with people, places, and things. As a child, I studied my father's inquisitive nature about stories he told, mainly about Africa and Black history. He talked about the slave trade and how Africans, how we came here to America. So that was really profound for me, and I remember all the details. I remember the reason why he did not want his children, to look at TV. That led by example, and that example was storytelling. So he told us different stories and reasons why things happened. One day, while my sisters and I were looking at television, cartoons in particular, Dad came in and immediately turned off the TV. Then he gave us a lesson on subliminal seduction, which Dad turned the TV back on, and he showed us some images of that seduction in the commercials. There are the secret messages of programming our minds through the naked eye. Dad told us to look closer at these commercials, as he pointed out what appeared to be, in my perception, demon faces, and I still see that today. Secondly, my father always worked at home. When he was going out to work, we asked him why. Where are you going, and where are you going? When are you coming back? Before his travel journeys, Dad always had a history class. Each time to inform us what was going on, where was he going, and what country, and then what continent. So then he led us to
thus before going, he led the African prayer, and which I still remember today from my memory. Mom would always let us know when Dad was coming back home. And that day, when the doorbell rang, we had to play the game with my sisters who would run to the door faster because we knew that was Dad. And we were racing to be the first one to jump in his arms to hug him. So that became the game that we played. We were so excited to see him, and we were so excited that he was home. So after returning home, Dad would always give us a briefing, once again, at the dinner table about his trip. When my sisters and I became older enough to understand his mission of liberating African people and the diaspora, we kind of understood his mission and why he was going so much. But we had to attend Mosque on Sunday as we became older. And when Dad was teaching, that was always fascinating for me to sit in the audience and see, wow, that's my father, and people were listening to him. So that all made perfect sense to me. Dad was a man on a mission and led by Allah, God. He made sure that people were dressed appropriately before leaving the home. He made sure that his children viewed documentaries, for example, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman and Roots. Those were the two that stuck to my memory. I cried each and every time that they aired on TV. And that's easy of VCRs or anything playback or Netflix to kind of do it over and over again. When my father took us to Africa one day, we were quite surprised as it became surreal to me. Wow, we're going to Africa, the continent that we studied. And that gave us so much experience. Then, as we traveled to Ghana over and over again, this particular time, we took a private jet from Ghana to Gambia and met with officials of the government. Then we loaded up cars and people on a huge barge that carried us across to the Gambia River. We went to Juki Village, and that was a real surprise. Like, wow, this is from Roots. This is where Alex Haley traces roots, and where Kunta Kinte was abducted in 1769. Then again, we were off to that private jet to see Kwame Ture in Guinea. He was ill, and we were saying our last goodbyes at that time. And my third reason that I love my father, well, there's many, but the third one I'll share today is that my father was my first teacher. He was my mentor and the only man that I truly loved. Dad protected his daughters from men and society outside of the nation and gave us knowledge to stay on the path of righteousness by attending Muhammad's University in New York, St. Louis, and Chicago. Dad did not allow us to interact with the lost and found. He explained the reason by simply saying, "Black people are lost and they have not been found yet." Years later, Dad enrolled us into public school in Chicago. Never understood why he did that. Everything changed from the end point. Again, I'm not sure why he didn't explain that, because I could understand a lot more. So we have to interact with the lost people. I had a really hard time dealing with the adjustment. So I relied on my foundational skills and belief system and principles from the nation of Islam. My parents taught me. My parents pushed us for excellence, and that was determined for us to be educated. I remember at 8 years old, lots of things happened for me at 8 that I remember. And I tested out my future career, and that was a teacher. I had held class with nonverbal imaginary students on my beds. So nobody come in the room, I'm having class right now. So I gave my imaginary students worksheets that I graded my students. And yes, so life turned out for me, and I have a teacher today. My first career was as he pushed us to college, the first degree was business management because I wanted to go in business just like him. The bookstore, selling things, ice cream truck. I think I could do that. But the second career, I had to do another turn to seek a higher degree in as a master's teacher currently. And so I patterned after him, and he gave us that foundational skill of being educated. So in my pursuit of the certification, I claim 24 years of teaching special education students.
All right.
Say thank you, Dad, as I look at him, for your encouragements to stay on course after becoming a teenage mother. There is so much more that I can share about my father and on his life. The stories and memories that are clear to us. And thank all of you for sharing those memories that I didn't know some of that stuff. So those were the stepping stones that benefit many people in the community and the believers in the nation. So again, thank you, Dad. I will always love you. Thank you, St. Louis, for honoring my father and sharing this commitment to the city. So I love you.
Just a Latifah, yo.
I am Latifah. I'm the sixth daughter of Mary and Akbar. I thought about, as Samima told me that I had to do this, I thought about what I wanted to say about my father today. And although I have lots of qualities from my dad, especially when we get things done, no matter what, public speaking is not one of them. So please be patient with me. If I could say one thing about my father, it would be that he had an incredible discipline when it came to the commitment of empowering Black people. Not just here in America, but across the world. He read, he studied, he researched consistently and constantly. He didn't watch sports. He couldn't tell you how many points Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Michael Jordan made in the playoffs. He didn't have hobbies other than watching the news. That was the local, the national, the international. That's right. Every day.
That's right.
He read and he studied about Black people across the world, and not just in Africa. He would send us postcards from places he visited. My sister Nigel found one after his passing that said, "We just arrived in Papua New Guinea, and guess what? There's Black people here, just like us." These were some of the places he would take us to see how other Black people lived in all parts of the world. I now know and understand that this was his mission and purpose on this earth. My sister Samima found his high school senior yearbook. And under his picture, it said, "First more school, and then Africa." And of course, we all know that he made it there, with God being his favorite. So it is my duty to help keep his legacy alive, and that's what I plan to do. I formed a nonprofit organization named Bridgework IT with Natasha McFarland, my sister friend, based on both our IT background and our love for giving back and helping others both here in Africa. We adopted the village that my father was installed as developmental chief. Made a commitment to the chief to help empower and uplift the village and in the Cape Coast region. There's a school of 300 children and a clinic that serves 3,500 people with one nurse. Just a quick story. We got all the equipment to go. We were planning to leave March 20th, and my father passed on the 17th. But Natasha forged on and went to the clinic, and we installed Wi-Fi to the entire village, and gave the village computers and supplies. There's more work to be done here in Africa and in America. As we continue his work, we along with the Ghanaian people, we along with the Ghanaian community are planning a one-year memorial in March of 2027. We also have other projects in the works and will share the details soon. So in closing, as my dad would say, my family and I are so very thankful and grateful that you are here today to help celebrate his life, his legacy, his love, and that he shared. Thank you. I am Mariam Aziz, the youngest daughter of Akbar and Mariam. I'm just so happy to be here today. As we give a salute to my hero, my soldier, my protector, my father, Minister Abdul Akbar Muhammad. I just want to say thank you with the deepest gratitude for the St. Louis Mosque and all of the brothers and sisters who have supported my dad's work on behalf of the Nation of Islam over the last 40 years. My earliest memories of arriving in St. Louis was when my parents went to enroll me in McGrath Elementary School in Brentwood. And they wanted to put me in kindergarten. But my mother and father refused. They said, you should test her. She's smart. I had already been to Muhammad University since I was 3 years old. So I had all the time. I passed the test, and they were forced to put me in second grade at 6 years old. And that's how it started for us in St. Louis. We lived in Brentwood. We had the enemy all around us. And we constantly had to fight for our rights. I remember getting chased home from school, getting snowballed in the wintertime. But my father always taught us to stand strong. And if anybody really dared to test us, he would come to the school with the FOI. St. Louis is in my heart. And I would say that I was raised here. Well, St. Louis raised me. And I appreciate its subtle quietness but progressive spirit that lies in me. And I can't forget about the jazz connection and all the culture that came from St. Louis. And I often wondered as a child, but I now know as an adult, did my dad know about the culture because he's such a jazz lover about what happened in St. Louis? But of course he did, this is the story. So yeah. And also it was from here that I made my first trip to Ghana in 1992. But I think I went by myself actually on my first trip. My parents were already there. And I fell in love with the craft just like my dad. So I didn't even want to live. And because the minister set up a Nation of Islam office in Ghana that was directed by my dad. So I had that opportunity of living there and just loving Ghana, and I always wanted to be there. And I had to unfortunately come back here with, just over time. But now that my children are grown and everything, I'm actually planning to return to Ghana to live. And I'm planning to return this year. We're planning to continue his vision in Ghana by building a library and Pan-African Research Center on the land secured by the Nation of Islam over 30 years ago. It's never too late. And I just want to say that because I know that we didn't really, my father didn't have the opportunity. He was so busy helping people and teaching people. And he was not a selfish man. So he did all this for everybody, but he never took anything like for himself to be greedy and build some big, huge house. He wasn't into like money and material things like that. But he leaves so much knowledge, and so much to build off of. And we just have to take that opportunity. And that's what I want to do in Ghana. So hopefully everybody will be able to support us today. We have a lot of projects that we're going to be doing in my father's name. And we just need all of your support. So I pray that you'll all be there for us. And there are a few shout outs that I wanted to give out, and my family as well, today. And I'm going to read off just a list of names. This is in no particular order. These are just people living and past that have made an impact on my life from St. Louis. And I just want to read this list. Minister Donald and family. Sister Pam, Brother Frank, he's not here today, but those of you who know Brother Frank, Brother Zane, he used to work with us in the ice cream truck. Dr. Charles Murphy, I don't know if you remember him. He's yes, Brother Eddie Hassan, thank you. Sister Betsy Mitchell, we just discussed, realized this morning, Betsy has known us for 53 years. Sorry for giving away. She's a part of the family. And Sister Helen Black, I don't think she's here in St. Louis anymore. Brother Tim, Margie Collins, Mark Goss, Willie Goss and family. Brother Eddie, you all remember Brother Eddie Blow. Robert Ringo, Pat Ringo and family. Brother Anthony Shahid. Brother Juma, I don't know where he is today. Oh, that's right. Okay. Brother Kim, Sister Jocelyn and Brother James, Brother Malik and Sister Deborah. And if I forgot anybody, I apologize. Thank you again, St. Louis. May Allah continue to guide you.
All praises to Allah. But listen to this. Come on up.
How long can you see, y'all?
I am the daughter of Sauda Aziz. I am the granddaughter of Akbar Muhammad. Very grateful, very proud of my grandfather. I was born into this. So I'm just here. I was actually born here in St. Louis. I was raised in Virginia Beach. I spent summers in Ghana, summers in Chicago. I now live in Texas. I'm everywhere. I'm global. I'm worldwide. I worked 10 years in the healthcare field as a respiratory therapist. I also found my passion through DJing. I DJed for 10 years. Traveling, got to DJ in different countries around the world. So I now see through my grandfather's, through his disruption and through his dedication, I was able to live this free. So I'm very, very grateful. And the passing of my grandfather and his impact, I am now on the journey to love more, to care more, to commit more, to trust more, to be more responsible, more knowledgeable. Yeah, so if I am grateful enough to live as long as this man, it's like I have 50 more years, so I have so much to do. I'm just trying to, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm here, I'm ready. So yeah, just let's family, everyone's family. We come together, we communicate, we ask. We have youth that are here, that are ready, that are aligned. So we can make it happen. Let's make it happen.
All praise to Allah. Brothers and sisters, you know, everybody had to say what they had to say with me.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
Everybody's patient to wait on me.
That's right.
Give me about 5 minutes, all right?
Come on.
My brother Eddie went back to 75. And I was back then, Brother Eddie. And when Brother Akbar came to St. Louis, I I had never seen a man like that in St. Louis. You know, where I'm from. I came from down home to up south.
Up south, come on. Come on, Brother Donald.
But I'll leave 75 alone. I'll go back to 76.
Yeah.
After Brother Akbar had left St. Louis and went to Chicago. Then came back to St. Louis. All right? And here's a man who got 8 daughters and a wife in his business for himself. I was married at that time, but I didn't have any children, so he inspired me to go into business. That's when I went into the dry cleaning business. That's when I went into the ice cream store business. That's when I met your lovely mother, Brother Anthony. All praises is due to her. Right now on Vanderbilt, I took care of me and myself and my family. That was due to Brother Akbar. He inspired that business motivation in me.
Yes, sir.
But let's go to September, first or second week in September 1977.
Yes, sir. Right.
That is when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan stood up and decided he was going to rebuild the nation of Islam.
All right.
And at that time, I was a juvenile down on Vanderbilt.
All right.
I worked in probation with juveniles. That was after I got out of graduate school. Now, Brother Akbar came back and went right back into business with the Zoom truck. Y'all remember Zoom? So I would come over and I would take a lunch out in his office over on Boyle Avenue. Most of you don't remember Boyle Avenue. One day I came over, was sitting in the office, and I saw this canary yellow Seville. Your house. They pull up on the block. Guess who got out?
Come on, come on now. Come on, what about?
He stepped out. He came in that little office and started talking about how he was going to rebuild the nation of Islam.
Yes, all right.
Backing it up with scripture.
Yes, sir.
And when he left, we decided that we were going to help him rebuild the nation.
Oh, what about? Oh.
And Brother Mr. Ralph mentioned all the times we got put out in that building. We started in the basement at 8920 Mad, and that same basement, Brother Eddie and our son built. Is that right, Brother Eddie? Praise is due to Allah. That was the brother that built the basement downstairs in your own house, all right? Praise is due to Allah. So now, we got put out so many times, and we decided that we were going to go and find a building of our own. You know, Brother Akbar was from New York. We was at a bid. We was at an auction. And I'm looking around too, saying, how Brother Akbar bid? He just doing this. See how far got up. This was the big real estate market. He got up and looked to see who was bidding. But as Brother Ralph said, we got the building. Well, I thought it was 18,000, but it was 14,000. Brother Paul Officer, before then, gave us permission to go back to the Mary E. Brown Center. And the way we got the money to rehab the mosque was the fact that Carl Officer and his father was on the board at Union Bank in East St. Louis. They gave us the money to rehab the building. Now, a week before the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan came down to dedicate the building, which was on May 3rd, 1981. They needed $1,500. I gave them my last $1,500 so that building could be right. But not to go over the whole situation, brothers and sisters, we don't have a lot of time. The family got to eat dinner. The night we have dinner for the family and our guests, that right downstairs. But I had been saying for years that Brother Akbar was my mentor.
Yes, sir.
And I always said that he taught me how to manage a mosque.
Right.
He taught me how to reach out into the community.
Right. Yes, sir.
What you see now, what I do, it came from Brother Akbar. But they didn't learn nothing. They were still in his life, all right? I mean, I'm just being serious. But he taught me so many things that he didn't say, no, I'm teaching you this, I'm teaching you that. No, I watched him and I observed him.
Yes, sir.
You know, I didn't know nothing about how to do marketing until I saw Brother Akbar do it. The first time we packed Kill Auditorium with 10,000 people with all Minister Louis Farrakhan,
That's right.
It was Akbar who showed us how to do that. He showed us how to get ads from the TV stations, how to deal with the radio stations, how to do all these things as it relates to marketing. And then when he wasn't here, when the minister came to town, I picked it up and I did the same thing based on what he had shown me. So, get in this building here. When y'all see me work, you're looking at Akbar. Right. I'm just telling you all this. This is real, Brother Malik. I already knows that. Right. Yeah, so in other words, he's had a great impact on my life and my children and my wife.
Yes, sir.
Praise is due to him. I can keep on going now, but I want to say
come on now.
I'm going to cut it off right there because when you're around great people,
Come on.
you have to be willing to pick up on their traits. You have to be willing to pick up on their things that they do, the little bitty things that you see them do to make them successful.
Come on, yes, sir.
Right. So all praises is due to I'm so grateful to Brother Mike Rollins. He permitted us to come into his building and start the gospel. And guess what? Brother Akbar was right in the middle of it. Right. Brother Don, do this and do that. That was him, all right. And I remember when the minister came before we purchased this house. We was downstairs. Minister Farrakhan said, "Well, Brother Don," he said, "a building like this will break you down, brother." I said, "Yes, sir. I heard it, but I wouldn't pay no attention about this building. We wanted this building." Yes, sir. 2 weeks before we closed, we had to raise $65,000. 2 weeks before we closed, we needed another $25,000. Y'all know who I called? I called the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He didn't get back with me. We were closed on a Friday, but he finally called me the Wednesday before the close. He said, "Brother, I hear you need $25,000. I said, "No, sir, Brother Minister, we got it." He said, "All praise is due to Allah, brother. That believer want that building." So it was Brother Akbar's spirit, yes, sir, that was here. And the believers that were here understand that and they know this, that it was his spirit that guided us in getting a home of our own, a building as a representative of the Honorable Minister Louis.
That's right. Come on.
We have never missed a note. Come on. Next year, 2027, we will be burning the mark.
Burn.
I want to go, but I know that this event is covered by the final call. Where's Brother Salam? There he is. Thank you, Brother Salam, for being here. I know we have Brother Aziz Muhammad. He's over the Upsilon Omega Foundation, Omega South Side Fraternity. That's my frat brother. Did I see Brother Godson? Yes, sir. Brother Godson, man. And also Sister Alifa, stand up, Brother Mikhail's sister, Brother Jamal Ali's daughter. He just turned 97 years old. He just left. Okay, praise is due to Allah. Brother Ron Henry. Go way back there. Here, brothers and sisters, but we got to get out of here. Right? Praise is due to Allah. So as we open this program up, thank you, family.
Thank you, sir.
The book, The Adventures in Africa, is that the name of the book? Africa and the World. Praise it. Pick that book up, please. And please pick it up. And all the other things from Africa that is on sale out there in the foyer, brothers and sisters, in the hallway. Also, we want to, for those that are guests, we want to send the family downstairs after we have closing prayer. to eat in our fine dining location. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the menu is fantastic. They have salmon and chicken, served and whatever they call it. Bean soup, salad, all of that. They got something, all right? We're ready to do crazy. Where's Robbie? Come on up, Robbie, and close us out, son. You're going around there one more.
Let's stand for a closing prayer. Attention prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, thine aid do we seek. O Allah, guide us on the straight path, the path of those whom you bestow your grace, not of those whom your wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Ameen.
I didn't even look at it yet.